Xabi Alonso and Real Madrid could have a serious problem on their hands, and that might sound absolutely crazy to everybody watching this. You might look at me and be like, Skills, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard you say, and you give a lot of football takes. That just sounds stupid. But the truth is, lads, I do think that Xabi Alonso has a really, really big problem on his hand, an extremely big problem, but a problem that any manager in the world would love to have on their hands right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Real Madrid is turning into one of those teams that you just think they're going to win. You're like, okay, they're playing this team, they're going to win. They're going to win. They're going to win. You're starting to get to this point where Real Madrid, where you feel like under Xabi Alonso, they're going to win every single game. That's not the problem that's at hand. Real Madrid just won 4-0. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. 4-0 they won, right? 4-0. Could have been 5 because my boy Vinny stepped up to a penalty and missed it. It could have been 5-0. But it's 4-0 and they win. And I'm coming to you saying Xabi Alonso has a massive problem on his hands. What's the problem? Couple things. Let me break it down for you. Jude Bellingham is catching form. He's getting back to normal. He still looks a bit slow, but he's starting to get back to the Jude Bellingham that we know before the whole shoulder injury. Sorry, bro. Man can't speak. All right, that's the first thing. Number 2, very important thing right here. You guys ready? The second thing. Tchouaméni is starting to play that midfield very, very nice. He was very, very effective, very, very strong, very, very amazing against Barcelona, right? Perfect. Goulet and Mbappe have formed a bond, a chemistry, a vibe together that you don't want to stop that, right? You got to keep that going. They are performing so well. So what did I just tell you? Goulet, Tchouaméni, Jude Bellingham. Amazing. I left out Valverde. Why? Because at the moment, Valverde is at right back. And so what happens when your right backs are back into form and playing well? What do you do with Valverde? Because Valverde is such a good talent, such an amazing player. Sometimes it's almost bad to be so good because when you're so good, you have to go to different positions. Does that make sense? Like Valverde's playing the right back position right now because he's so good, because he's so versatile, because he can adapt to any position. He's playing the right back position now, right? So now you got this situation where Valverde's playing well at the right back position. He's playing good there. There's no arguments. But you know he likes to play in the middle, right? It's kind of one of those things where it's almost like Tchouaméni, right? But Tchouaméni wasn't great at center back in my opinion. But if he was great at center back, he's somebody who could play it really well, but likes to play in the middle. Valverde can play that right back position extremely well, but he's a midfielder, and he likes to play in the midfield. So what do you do when your right backs are back and they're playing good ball and they're back in form and you got to start a right back? What do you do with Valverde? Because is benching Tchouaméni smart? I say no. Is benching Jude Bellingham smart? I say no. Is benching Goulet smart? I say extremely no. I think Goulet has been a reason why this Real Madrid team is ticking so well. I think the combination and the chemistry he's built with Mbappe and the forwards has been out of this world. So I don't think you should move him. You can always argue, oh, let's just move Goulet to the right wing position, but then you're benching the young Argentinian, which brings a little bit of flair to the game. But not only that, you're moving Goulet, and it's kind of like I said with Barcelona. When Barcelona moved Rafinha, I said, is this smart for Barcelona to move Rafinha? He's been the best left wing in football over the year. Is it smart for them to move him to the cam position? I don't think it is. I think when a player is playing extremely well in a position, you shouldn't touch him. If it's working, it ain't broken. If it ain't broke, if it ain't broke, why fix? How did I used to say it, bro? I lost my own saying, bro. That I used to say all the time. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Something like that. I used to say it all the time, right? But it ain't broke. It's working. It's working well. You just won the Clásico. Now you win a massive game against Valencia, who's a different Valencia from back in the day. Back in the day, this would be a real hard game. This game was a lot easier for them. So with all that being said, I do think Xabi Alonso has an extremely hard task in hand. We'll see what he does with it. We'll see how it goes. It's crazy Trent can't break this starting 11 with how good he was for Liverpool for so many years. But the one thing many Liverpool fans did say is that he can't defend. So, it's interesting. But I want to switch topics before we talk any more about that. And I want to tell you how I've been feeling. Every single game, I feel like Mbappe is going to get a goal. Mbappe is going to do something. Mbappe is going to make the football world happy, but Barcelona fans mad. Every single game, I feel like Mbappe is going to do something. And I know what people are going to say in the comments. Buddy, he scored a penalty. Of course, Real Madrid gets penalties. That's a penalty, lads. There's no point of arguing or bringing up the penalty because it's a penalty. It's just a penalty. At the end of the day, that is a penalty, and we all know it's a penalty. And the second goal is a tap-in. 100%. But Ronaldo and Messi scored tap-ins. Ronaldo and Messi scored spectacular goals. Ronaldo and Messi scored free kicks and penalties and everything. They scored everything because they had the ability to do everything and knew how to be everywhere all the time. But then sometimes you got that remarkable goal from these guys as well. Sometimes the remarkable goals did happen. And it's not just about the remarkable goals. It's just that feeling you get. And I just get a feeling every single time Mbappe laces up for Real Madrid that he's going to put a ball into the back of the net, that Real Madrid is almost guaranteed a goal because Mbappe is on the field. And again, he's going to have the occasional games where that doesn't happen, but that's really the feeling and the vibe I'm getting from this Real Madrid Mbappe team, right? And the thing is, Mbappe could have had a hat trick today. And I do like it, and I also hate it. You're probably wondering, what do I mean? So a few years ago, and a lot of y'all might have been a little bit young, or maybe y'all just didn't see it, but I will break it down for you. There was a time where Benzema was struggling nasty for Real Madrid, almost to the point where like fans were low-key kind of booing him and this and that. And I remember Ronaldo got an assist from him and they started pointing at him. And then there was an opportunity for Ronaldo to score another penalty, but they were winning the game big and he handed the penalty to Benzema. So I feel like if this was like, hey, let's get Vinny's confidence back, let's hand him this penalty to get his confidence back, then I like it. But if it's just one of those things like we saw last year where they would rotate penalty takers, I don't like it. Mbappe had a chance today to put a second penalty into the back of the net and get a hat trick off of it. He would have got a hat trick. And I know it's about the team and getting everyone's confidence up. But at the same time, if this was a, hey, let's just rotate penalty takers, I absolutely hate it. If it was, let's get Vinny's confidence back, I absolutely love it. Sometimes I low-key feel like Mbappe could be a bit more selfish at times. Sometimes I feel like a little bit more selfish would almost help him because there's times where he's super selfish, but also you can see that I just don't think Mbappe has a crazy ego, man. I just don't, you don't hear really anything negative about this guy in social media. You don't really see him doing anything spectacular or anything out of the, he's kind of just like, you'll see him at like a basketball game or a football game or something. You'll see him and that's kind of it. He just kind of keeps it moving, right? He's not really, no one's crazily talking about him, nothing like that. And he just gets the job done. I just think he holds himself really well on the field. And to be able to be on a hat trick and give the penalty to Vinicius Jr., it takes a lot, bro. And I respect him for that. I respect him massively. But at the same time, I would have loved for him to just get the hat trick and kind of move on. But I also understand it if you're trying to get Vinny's confidence back because, like I said, Vinny's slowly getting back to Vinicius Jr., but there's still a lot of things missing from his game. And I think the goals are really, really going to be spread apart. There's going to be spread through a lot of people. But I do think that Mbappe is going to shine because Mbappe is so good. Like, think about it, lads. Mbappe is scoring all the goals. Like, he's scoring so many goals with all these players around him. Mbappe is that guy, bro. And there's no point of arguing whether Mbappe is the guy or not the guy because we all know what he was doing in the World Cup when he was a baby. We all know what he did against Messi in the Qatar World Cup. That game was all Argentina, all Messi, dominating. France played terrible, and then in a couple minutes, Mbappe goes, "Let me put my country on their back, on my back," and he did, and he almost took the World Cup away from Argentina by himself. Matter of fact, if I forget the player, it might have been Colo. If Colo just finishes was it Colo? The striker Colo? I forget who it was, but it was a last minute chance. Martinez one-on-one. Colo Martinez was coming out. Colo is like a crazy save. Matter of fact, speaking of Martinez, this guy gave a terrible ball away in the Liverpool game that scored. The reason I brought up Liverpool, by the way, is because Real Madrid plays Liverpool next. I'm pretty sure that's the game. And everybody was hoping Trent was going to play against them, but I don't think he is. Yeah, Liverpool Tuesday, Liverpool, Real Madrid. So that's a really, really exciting game, man. I'm very, very hyped up for that game. I'm really amped up. I can't wait for that game. I think it's going to be a phenomenal game. But again, I'm just starting to feel like Real Madrid's going to win every game. And it's crazy because I didn't have this feeling last weekend going into El Clasico. I thought El Clasico, Barcelona was going to find a way to do it, right? But I'm starting to get that feeling that every game Mbappe is going to score. Every game Real Madrid's going to win. You're starting to get that type of feeling around this team, around this. They just have a real, real good vibe going around them right now. To switch target topics to this defense, I think they've been really good as of late. I don't think anyone can argue with Eder Militao and what he's doing back there. And to hold Barcelona to 1 goal was, right? 2, I can't even remember the result last week. It was 2-1, right? 2-1 in El Clasico. I don't want to bring it back up for Barca fans. I apologize. 2-1 El Clasico, right? Yeah, ended 2-1 El Clasico. And now they clean sheet against Valencia. Hear me out for a second. I'm gonna hit you with this real quick. All right. The last time that Real Madrid suffered more than 2 goals, okay, was September 27. We are now in November. All right. Hear me out. Hear me out. But before that, Real Madrid won 2-1 against Real Sociedad 2-1, against Marseille 2-1, against Espanyol 2-0, 4-1. Then they lost 5-2. That's where they suffered a lot of goals. 5-0, and then 3-1, and then Getafe 1-0, and then Real Madrid against Juve 1-0, and then against Barca 2-1, and then against Valencia 4-0. This team is not suffering goals. The only team to put a lot of goals by them was Atletico Madrid, and I low-key am starting to feel like that was kind of a fluke game. You know what I mean? I think that was kind of a fluke game. So at the end of the day, this team is defending well. The goalkeeper's playing at a high level. Courtois always does, though. The midfield is finding its identity now as a you're starting to see something special building here. Will they get to the Toni Kroos, Luka Modric, and all that level? Casemiro, oh my goodness, that's only time will tell, but I don't think so. But we'll see. They're starting to build a real nice chemistry around each other. They're starting to build something really nice, and the attack is starting to really, really work because the midfield is really ticking. So this Real Madrid team is in a great place. That defense is phenomenal. I don't know how you get Trent in. I don't know what you do with Trent. I don't know what's going to happen with Trent. Again, he's a player sorry, Benfica just scored, bro. I got my phone on. Benfica just scored. Benfica was winning 2-0 when I started making this video, and they have a red, and Guimarães have a red card. That's why you keep seeing me look down. Benfica was up 2-0, and I was like, oh, you know what? I can go talk about Madrid because I think this game is over, but I got it right here on my phone, and they just scored, man. João put the ball into the back of the, come on, João Zing. Little young kid off the Sherlock down the wing. Nice little cutback right here. Always does the same play. I ain't gonna lie to you. Nice cutback, and then João gets a rebound after Enzo's shot. Man, we take it. So yeah, man. I don't know what's gonna happen with Trent. I don't know what it's gonna become, what it's gonna be, what it's gonna develop into. But Real Madrid is really, really playing well right now. And like I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. I think that XABI Alonso just needs to ride this out. Real Madrid fans can have a lot to be happy about. They are playing really, really good ball. There's gonna be a huge test on against Liverpool. Can't wait for that one. It's going to be a great, great test. Anyways, man, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, man. If you did, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, turn your bell on. I love you guys so freaking much, man. Thank y'all for watching. And I love y'all, man. Real Madrid low-key back.